So we chopping up with Libby,
Hi.
and the question is, have you ever been with your friend's ex?
She's been with my...
Assalamu alaikum, shalom, namaste. What's poppin', what's crackin', what's stacking, what's happening? Welcome to Rollin' Ratchet. I'm your host, Nizzy Nice, and I want to say thank you for tapping in. So in today's video, we are going around the streets of New York City asking people, have they ever smashed their friend's ex? And I got my homegirl from LA checking in, and my cousin from Philly got a wild story about how her ex-husband married her best friend of 14 years. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and without any further ado, we outside.
Yeah, so we chopping up with Anthony from Brooklyn. What's up, bro?
Chilling, about to tell a stupid story.
So the question is, have you ever smashed your friend's ex?
I have.
Okay, please tell.
I was about 19 years old, and basically this was like my very good friend at the time, right?
Got you.
And I mean, summarizing the story, it was basically just while they were dating, before they started dating, I'll start there. Her and I used to have a little thing. Then they started dating, so I backed off, being my friend, kind of stupid. I'm saying that now. I end up sleeping with her.
Got you.
But they end up splitting up. And during that process, I guess I was the shoulder to cry on. Eventually became the dick to ride on. You know how I usually go.
Yo, I'm glad you're breaking this down for the people on YouTube. So that we can know how it goes down. Yeah.
And we eventually ended up having sex. We went to the gym, whatever. We were just doing workouts. And then I was like, I'm about to go cook at home. She was like, I want to eat too. So she came back and ate. And then that was pretty much it. My boy ended up he didn't find out. I told him.
Oh, that's real.
It's like the guilt was like eating away at you, I don't feel like it's good to like live with guilt.
Right.
Even though it was my fault in the beginning, it was my own guilt. It's like you gotta let it go, or else it's gonna stay in you, and then you just go lash out on everyday things, But he ended up finding out. We fought like 3 times about it.
Yeah.
But we cool now.
Okay, that's what's up. So he got over.
He respected the honesty. So if you gonna fuck your man's bitch, at least tell him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, my G, people on YouTube, we appreciate you for your time, man, and your honesty.
No doubt, yo.
One.
Shout out to the homie Anthony for being honest on camera. Hey, at least he told his friend what happened. A lot of you dudes out here that smashed their friend's ex and y'all ain't say nothing about it. And I understand why, because that can be a difficult conversation to have. But let me tell you something that my cousin Boom taught me. She taught me that in life, sometimes you're going to have crucial conversations. Let me repeat that. Sometimes in life, you're going to have crucial conversations. They're not going to be comfortable. They're going to be awkward, but they're crucial, which means they're necessary to have. A lot of times we get our feelings hurt. A lot of times it could have been avoided if we just communicated how we felt in the beginning. Just remember that. Now, there are 8 billion people on the planet Earth, yet it is still a small world. And as people, all we do is recycle each other. Think about that. All we do is recycle each other. The relationship that you're in now, your new boo, is somebody's ex. And your ex is somebody's new boo. Once I understood that concept, I tried to do a better job of how I treat women. Like if I'm dealing with a woman, I do my best to leave her in a better situation than when I met her. Because if I damage her, that's damage that the next man will have to deal with. Fellas, just keep that in mind. Now we about to go back outside for real. We're going to the West Coast to holler at my girl live from Cali. She got a freaky story about how, you know what? I ain't gonna tell her business. I'm gonna let her do it.
So the question is, have you ever smashed your friend's ex, or have you ever smashed someone that your friend smashed first? Okay, there was this guy that I dated many years ago, and we had sex a couple of times, and my friend was telling me a story about having sex with some guy while she was married, and the guy's wife finding out that they slept together. So they actually were co-workers, her and the guy, and they started sleeping together and got a little messy because they were going back and forth on text messages and different things like that. And the wife opened up a text message one day and saw that her and him were intimate. So what ended up happening was the wife ended up following her on Instagram, finding out exactly who she was, found out that she was also married, and DM'd her husband, my friend's husband. She DM'd the husband and basically said, hey, your wife and my husband are sleeping together. So one day my friend goes home and her husband shows her the DM and say, what the hell is this? What's going on? Some girl talking about you sleeping with her husband. And my friend tried to deny it in the beginning, but then the wife started sending all these messages to him, showing him proof that it was her, and him talking about hotel rooms they went through, different gifts they were doing, certain positions they were going and doing. So she's telling me the story. I'm like, oh my God, this is juicy. I'm like, this a guy that you dated, like you were messing with? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, like what's his name? You start getting curious. You know what's going on. What's his name? How he look? And she's like, girl, she's giving me the name. And then I tell her what he looked like. And she shows me the picture. Why was it the same guy that I fucked 2 years ago? Prior to that, well, not 2 years ago, but 2 years prior to that. And I was like, girl, I slept with him like a long time ago. And she's like, what? I'm like, yes. And she was just talking about how good it was, how he spit in her mouth and she liked it. They were doing doggy style. They were doing all kind of shit. And I was like, that ain't the same experience I had with him. I'm like, he was little to me. It wasn't, it wasn't the same. But hey, she liked it. I love it, right? But she just kind of showed me that, and I was like, damn. And why did his wife take him back, never divorced, but my friend's husband divorced her? So I tell people, be careful whether it's a ex or it's just a fuck buddy. Sometimes you just get got.
That was a wild ass story. La, you crazy girl. Appreciate you, baby. Now, there's two terms I want to go over in this video before I go any further. I want to go over the term slide and the term cuffing. If you're watching this video and you're from outside of the United States, you might not know what a slide is, and you might not know what cuffing is. So I'm going to give you the definition of both. A slide is a person that you have no commitment to, no strings attached, it's strictly casual. You call them up, they slide through, y'all do what y'all do, and they slide out. That's a slide. Now, let me tell you about the definition of cuffing. Cuffing is when you claim a person. The way you would claim your wifey, you cuffing her, that's you claiming her. Now, here's what the problem is. Most dudes won't admit to cuffing their slide. They won't. A lot of times, if your homie press up on you, he know you got a slide. He like, yo, son, you mind if I, holler at shorty, whatever. Most dudes gonna be like, I don't care, go ahead. Because of their ego, they're not gonna want to admit to cuffing their slide. So they gonna tell a man they don't care. And then what happens is they man press up, shorty feeling them, they link up, your man knock it down, and now you feel some type of way. Because you didn't want to admit that you was cuffing your slide. And if I could be honest with you, like, we family, right? I could be honest with y'all. That happened to me. I had a slide. My homie asked me about her. Like, yo, I seen her downtown. She was looking at me some type of way. Like, yo, you mind if I press up? I want to do a vibe check. I'm like, I don't care. But in the back of my mind, the reason I really said that, because I thought she was going to shut him down. I'm like, shorty just ain't out here giving a box to everybody. I know she's going to shut boy down. Short story shorter, a few weeks go by, my man hit me like, yo, remember shorty, yada, yada? Yeah, yo, I hit that. I'm like, what? I'm thinking that to myself. Like, I ain't tell her. I'm like, oh, all right, that's what's up. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, what? Shorty a hoe. She just out here giving a box to anybody. And like, she know that's my man. And still gave him the box. I'm like, oh, she need to get it together. And I felt some type of way, to be honest with you. Like, but who could I be mad at? I can't be mad at my homie because he came to me first and asked me. I can't be mad at shorty because we ain't got no commitment. We wasn't together. And even though I couldn't be mad at her, I was highly disappointed. Like, you just out here giving that box away. But I bring that story up because, fellas, if your man come to you and he want to holler at one of your slides, be honest about how you really feel. If you cuffing her and you don't want your man messing with her, say that. Don't let your man press up, knock it down, and then, y'all got some type of friction between y'all because y'all wasn't being honest. That's all I'm saying. Now we back outside again. This time we going to the smoke shop to holler at the Aki Ali. If you ever in Brooklyn and you need that good za, boy got that pressure. All right, so we're here with the homie Ali. Ali, assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalamu, brother. How you doing?
Oh, man, Allah's Akbar.
Alhamdulillah, talk to me.
Yo, so we asking a question, man. Have you ever smashed your man's ex?
Yeah, it sounded like that.
So now you gotta explain.
After down the line, you know what I mean? After they broke up, something happened, you know.
Right. And how did your man find out about it?
He found out later on.
How do you feel about it?
He got a little tight, but you know, it's life. You got to go with it.
Right. Now, some people might say the protocol is, you know, the G code, you're supposed to holler at homie. Like, do you feel that way? Is that really how it should go down?
I mean, if that's his girl, yeah. If that's his ex, that's a whole nother story. Like, that's your ex for a reason. You feel me? She's single, you shouldn't be tight.
So why do you think some dudes feel like, yo, it's a protocol, you're not supposed to smash something I smash, so you're supposed to at least holler at me if it's my ex? Why some dudes?
I mean, they might still feel like that's their girl or something. You feel me? Some niggas be in their feelings. They just can't accept that, you know, they got to go their separate ways and shit.
Right. Now, let me put the shoe on the other foot now.
Talk to you.
One of your homies smashed your ex. Do you feel like it was supposed to be any communication before he smashed her, or it's just...
I wouldn't care, to be honest.
Got you.
You know what I mean? If you're my homie, you know how I feel. If you know shorty's an ex and she's in the past, she in the past. It ain't fun if the homies can't have none. You feel me?
Yo, that's what it is. Yo, we appreciate your
yes,
time,
sir,
man.
my God. Appreciate you.
Salam alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, brother.
So, yeah, I'm here in the city. I'm with Sanjay from Brooklyn. Say what's up to the people.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, Sanjay, the question on the video is, have you ever smashed your friend's ex?
Yes, I did. I tried. I mean, it happened, but I'm not going to lie. I didn't know until my friend told me, but, you know, it happened, but it wasn't in any messy or shady way, but it happened. You
Got you. Now,
I can't change it.
You're right. Now, did your friend feel any type of way when they found out?
I mean, I didn't tell my friend.
So, to this day, he didn't find out?
No, I didn't tell my friend because, it's, you know, it's going to be a whole messy situation.
Right.
I didn't tell my friend.
Now, why is that such an awkward conversation that most people don't have? Like,
I think it comes to it leads to trust. You know, why would you smash your friend's ex? You know, knowing that person was with your ex, it was intimate, and then you know you're going down the same lane. You know? That for me, I would think that my friend has been looking at my people
the whole time.
You know, all the time, and then now that they want to do something, now that they do something, I'm like, you know, thinking on the back of my head. But with my situation, it wasn't like that. So, you know, I'm just making that clear.
Got you. I got you. Yeah, now, you know, since I've been doing this video, like, the perspective between men and women is so different. A lot of guys say your ex is your ex for a reason.
Right.
So they don't see nothing wrong with it.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Sometimes it happens. I mean, for a female don't really, let me put it this way, females might not even look at it to say, hey, you know, females might not even look at it to say, hey, you know, it's a whole, you know, males might not look at it to say, okay, it's a big deal if their homies smash their ex. But with a girl, they think that trust with their girlfriends, you know, they shouldn't go to their ex-boyfriends or whatever the case might have been. So it depends on what gender, what side you're looking at it from. Okay. And that's what happened.
Now, I have to put the shoe on the other foot.
Right.
Would you feel some type of way if you found out one of your friends smashed your ex?
I'd feel some kind of way, as I said before, because that's fucked up. And I'm going to think that, hey,
it was checking them out the whole time?
Checking them out all the time.
Got you.
Or all the time you be telling me bad stuff about this person for me to leave this person. Is it that you wanted to smash that person? So, you know, you got to be smart. Right. Look at the situation. But
now, is there any protocol for doing that? Like, should a person go tell this person, like, yo, you know?
I mean, we're grown, we're adults. I mean, it's not their business, but it leads to trust, and it leads to how close you are with your friends. Because what if your friend did it to your ex and you wanted to do it back too? You know, it could be that kind of way too. But at the end of the day, it leads to trust, and it just happens. Sometimes we don't even know because, you know, niggas might be hitting up this girl, and then they become ex, and they try to get back to the friend to get to the ex, and you know it becomes a whole situation. So people not knowing what is actually going on. But if you know and you do it behind your friend's back, then that's a messy situation. I don't like that.
I got you.
Right.
Hey, Sanjay, the people on YouTube appreciate your time, brother.
No problem. Appreciate it too.
One.
See what I mean? See how he said he's never said anything to his friend about what happened? It's a lot of that going on. I had a situation like that. One of my homies got into a full-blown relationship, a 3-year relationship with one of my slides. And to this day, he's never said anything to me about it. Now, if he would have came to me and asked me, I would have still gave him the green light because both of them live in LA. I'm here in New York. So I was only seeing her like every couple months when I went to LA. So I still would have gave him the green light. But to this day, we talk all the time. He has never said nothing about this. And he knows I know, but has still never said one word to me about this. This happens all the time. So I'm trying to tell you, those difficult, crucial conversations, they need to take place sometimes. Now, we about to go to Philadelphia here for my cousin Boom. She's the one that had the situation where her ex-husband and her best friend getting married. And what made the story even crazier is that Her best friend was her maid of honor at her wedding. Hey, man, we headed to Philly. 215 in the building.
Crazy story, though, that happened to me in real life. This is a true story. All right, so listen, when I was young, I was very young. I was 20 years old when I got married back in 2001, I think, right before my 21st birthday. And I got married for all the wrong reasons, y'all. Like, I married this dude. I wasn't in love with him or anything like that. Like, he was a nice guy and all, but I wasn't in love with him or anything. But, you know, I got kind of caught up in a situation where it was like, you know, me and my mom, we used, you know, we always butt heads. And when I got to be of a certain age, it was like, yo, I just wanted to live my life, you know, and I wanted to be my true self. Like, I was tired of the pretending and living the double life. Like, I felt like I was living one way, you know what I'm saying, because my mom is real religious and I had to, you know, live that life for her. But I'm not, if you know me, you know I'm not really a religious type person, and I'm just a different person, you know, than what I would portray in front of her. So I got tired of that. So I got into the situation with this dude, married him young, you know, just to get out the house because I didn't want to be there with my parents no more. And, you know, got caught up in that. But me and him eventually broke up like less than a year later after we got married. But this is the killer part. So speaking of friends smashing somebody's, you know, friend's ex or whatever, yo, he wound up marrying the chick who was my best friend of 14 years. Get that? Matter of fact, what makes it so bad is she actually stood up next to me as my maid of honor in my wedding to him. Then she turned around and marries him. And then this was the killer part. Like, she got with this dude and she didn't even tell me. She didn't even let me know and give me the common courtesy to say anything. You're probably wondering how I found out. That's even crazier. So I moved from Florida because I live down Florida, grew up down Florida. I moved from Florida, moved back to Philly. And I got this job, got a good job or whatever. And they were like, listen, we need you to get your I-9 form. And in order to get that completed, you know, for some reason I needed some type of information that was, you know, they needed my marriage license at the time. And I was already divorced, but they needed my marriage license. So I was like, all right, well, I don't have my marriage license, but I can get it. I'm going to just need to, you know, contact the courthouse in Orlando. So I called up to the courthouse in Orlando to find out what I got to do to get a copy of this marriage license, man. So I call them up and they like, oh, well, what's the husband's name? So I give them his name. They like, oh, he got two marriage licenses on file. And I said, okay, I mean, it's possible. He might have remarried. So then the lady gonna say, now she knows she wasn't supposed to do this. She was supposed to ask me what was my name so she knew which one to grab. But no, instead she gonna say, well, which one are you? Are you so-and-so or so-and-so? So she gonna say my name and the other chick's name. I said, oh, what? That's how I found out that he married the chick. Man, listen, when I found that out, I was like, wow, like, I tried to call this chick, man. She banged on me. Like, it was a whole mess. Long story short, man, listen, it took me some years to get past that. Like, I was really angry about that. I wasn't angry at the fact that they were together, so to speak. I was angry at the fact that they didn't have enough common courtesy to at least say something to me, especially her. Like, you, my best friend, you stood beside me when I got married, and then you turn around and you marry my ex-husband without even saying anything. I thought it was disrespectful. I felt betrayed. It was definitely, you know, something that was just, you know, it was something hard that I had to go through. But, you know, as the years went by and down the line, you know, I had to realize, like, yo, like, it wasn't meant for me and him. It definitely wasn't. I didn't want to be with him. You know, I had moved on with my life, and I definitely didn't want that. But at the same time, like, some people think I'm crazy for thinking this, but I feel like sometimes things happen for a reason. I feel like you wouldn't have met that person if it hadn't been for me. And you wouldn't have the marriage that you have and the children that you have if it wasn't for me. So I have to look at those things, and then I also have to just be like, you know what? It is what it is. Like, I gotta forgive you so I can move on with my life. So, but that's the ultimate betrayal, though.
Wow. Boom, that was deep. Love you, cousin. Thanks for sharing that story with us. And I'm glad you was able to get past that, because I know some people that definitely would have wanted to kill something. Now, this next story about to hear is from my homie Jay. He's a good friend of mine, and he got a story about how his cousin smashed his ex. But that ain't the kicker. I want y'all to hear where he smashed her at. So I'm here chopping up with my man Jarvis. Jarvis, what up, boy?
What up?
First of all, I want to say thank you for being part of this video. So, Jay, the question is, have you ever smashed your friend's ex, or have you ever been with someone that your friend might have been with first?
Neither one of those, but it happened to me. My cousin hit my ex-girlfriend in the next room while I was asleep.
That's crazy.
Pretty much, we went partying, came home. I was intoxicated, went to sleep in my room, and my brother was in town. So when I woke up, I went outside and I seen my ex-girl car parked in front of her house. So I'm looking around trying to see where she's at. She's not there. My brother said that he came out. He was going outside to smoke a cigarette or something like that, and he seen her coming out of my cousin's room. And from that point, it just, everything, like me and my cousin just had a beef for like 6 or 7 years. We never talked. And I just thought it was like, it just took me out.
Right. Now, how'd you find out?
My brother.
Or your brother told you?
My brother seen her leaving out the room while I was in there asleep. Pretty much.
Now, how long was you and Shorty broken up?
Ooh, probably about 6, 7 months.
Now, how did you approach your cousin?
Just came straight forward and asked him straight up. He denied everything and said that I was bugging, my brother was lying and all this, but it just didn't make no sense. Why you riding around in her car? Why you still communicating with her? And why was she there?
Right. Now, let me ask you this now, because some people might watch this video and say, yo, y'all was broken up for like 6 or 7 months. So why would you care who smashed her after that?
Because it's family.
Okay, so now it was because it was your cousin that did it. Now, if it was one of your homies, would you have still felt the same way?
Not if we was roommates. Nah, not at all.
Gotcha.
That's just foul.
He hit a nerve because it was his family.
Correct.
Got you.
Deep.
Did he ever admit to it?
Never. But it's always funny. Like I would see posts, they still friends on, whatever social media, and love this and love all this and all that. I mean, it just all added all up. So I got it.
So now how long did it take you to get over that situation?
Like I said, 6, 7 years. And then I was like, yo, forget it. It ain't worth it.
Damn, so you ain't speak to your cousin for 6 or 7 years?
6, 7 years, bro.
Did he ever admit to it, ever apologize? Or?
Nope. Not at all, bro.
He taken to the grave, huh?
Yep.
Hey, man, that's a deep story, Jay. Hey, yo, the people on YouTube, we thank you for sharing that with us.
Thanks a lot.
One. Now, that's grimy. Not only did his cousin smash his ex, I'm talking about his blood relative. Not only did he smash his ex, but he smashed his ex in the same crib while his cousin was asleep. Oh, man, that's hard to come back from. I see why it took him 6 or 7 years to start talking to his cousin again, because that 6 or 7 years, that shows you the level of hurt that he had to get over, man. Now, I want to say something that most men won't say. I want to say that as men, it's hard for us to not be a man. I want to repeat that. As men, it's hard for us to not be a man. You might say, what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. Say you at your homie's crib. He lived with his girl, right? You at his crib. Y'all on the sticks. Y'all playing a game. You see his girl come out of the bedroom, right? Now, you don't even look at her directly. You looking at the game, but out of your peripheral, you see she got the little tights on, little shirt, and she walks past you. When she walks past you, the man in you wants to look at that ass. But you don't, out of respect for your homie. But you want to look. And if you see his woman outside in the street somewhere and she walks past, you probably going to look at that ass. That's just the man in you. So, fellas, let me ask you this. Think of the closest friend you have, not just the associate, somebody you kick it with here and there. Think of the closest friend you have. Would you trust that friend alone with your girl in the crib? Now, me personally, I know some dudes that I trust my life with. I trust money with. Like, if I'm going to war, I'm calling them up. I know they coming. If I got money laying around the crib and they in the crib, I know I'm good. But would I trust those same dudes around my girl alone? I don't know. And even the Bible tells us this. The Bible, what does it tell us? It tells us that the flesh is weak. Think about that. Why would God put that in the Bible? Why would he put the flesh is weak in the Bible? You know why? Because God made us. He know the weakness that men have. Think about that. So fellas, do your best not to create that type of situation. You know, your man and your girl alone or whatever, because things do happen. Just remember I told you. Now we about to go back outside and we're going to hear from a young lady by the name of Libby. And she got a funny story.
So we chopping up with Libby, and the question is, have you ever been with your friend's ex?
She's been with my.
Oh, that's a good story. Do tell.
So I was dating this boy for 2 years on and off, and we broke up because of some shit that he did with my homegirl. And then few months later, it was in summer, they dated, and then they broke up. He came back to me. We talked for a while, but I see that he was some grimy shit because he went to a function, he lied to me. And she was telling me how he was begging her to come back with her. They gave me, telling me that you wanted me for mad long, and that if he got me, he won't like change, like he won't do something like that again. But he lied. And we both threw the hat away. Like we did not want it.
Yeah, we were both like,
we did not want the hat.
No, goodbye.
Yeah.
Like,
So y'all both dated him.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Y'all still friends to this day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what's up, man. Y'all got a
We
good
were
bond.
friends before, like she dated him, so it was like when she came back, I see that's my real twin. So
That's real. Yo, that's dope that y'all ain't let a guy come between y'all and break up your friendship.
Nah.
So what do you think the protocol, like if you feeling somebody that your friend used to be with back in the day, like should you tell them or should it not matter?
okay, I got something to say about that.
Please do. Speak a little closer to the mic.
I do feel like you should tell your friend, because my mistake was that I didn't tell her.
Yeah, I found out.
Yeah, so she found out. I do feel like you should tell your friend if you are feeling some type of way towards your friend's ex. I feel like you should tell your friend about it, because it's better to, you know, not be two-faced and tell your friend like, yo, listen, I'm feeling some type of way about your ex. So yeah, I do feel like that. I feel like personally, we still are friends at the end of the day.
That's dope.
And I really wouldn't trade this friendship for anything.
That's dope, man.
Nah, she cool vibes. Like if you ever date your ex, is like if your friends date your ex, be friends with them for real, because they could be your ride or die for real. Like,
Right.
Because y'all both did the same nigga, but at the end of the day, y'all hate the nigga. So it don't really matter. That shit deaded.
So now why do you think a lot of people can't like tell their friend this because it's an awkward conversation to have?
I mean, yeah, it could be awkward because I try to ask her questions to tell me like she's dating my ex, like I knew for a while. But like I understand she don't want to tell me because it will hurt my feelings. But like I wouldn't care.
Right.
Like I don't care about him. I don't have love for him no more. So if you want to date him, go ahead. I just would appreciate if you told me. We had this conversation. Like I pulled her to the side and everything. I was like, can we talk? Like I started talking to your ex, which is my ex. So it was like it was kind of confusing.
Right.
Got us closer than ever. So
Oh, that's dope, man. Yo, I appreciate that story, man.
Okay.
Much love. Peace. So we here and I'm chopping up with the homie Julio.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Yeah.
Hey, so Julio, so I was asking, have you ever messed with one of your friend's exes?
I have messed with one of my friend's exes before, but it was because he had told me, he was like, yo, I don't really fuck, I don't mess with her like that, so you can hit her up, you can holler at her, you know? And then, so, I had to do that one time, because she was a baddie too. If she a baddie, I'm going to get on that,
So we out here in the city with Cindy from Houston. How you doing, Ma?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. So the question is, have you ever smashed your friend's ex?
The answer to that, unfortunately, is yes.
What do you think is a proper protocol if one of your friends is interested in your ex?
Nothing. Just take that shit to your grave. Like, never tell me ever. Like,
so you don't think they should holler at you first, try to get your approval, or say how you feel about it, or?
I mean, you could try, and I'm gonna definitely still tell you no. But thank you for trying. I might respect you more if you talk to me about it. So, yeah.
Damn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we sitting there chopping up with the homie Mel. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man?
All is
Happy
good.
Sunday.
Yes, sir. So look, the question is, have you ever smashed your man's ex?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did he find out?
Yeah, he found out. But I ain't gonna lie though. See, like I said, I got a different, principle to that. Yeah, yeah. You feel me? So
explain to the people your principle.
If it's my man, wifey, baby mother, or even if my man done came and told me, yo, nah, I was in love with Shorty, I had deep feelings for her, I'ma fall back.
Facts,
you get what I'm saying?
Okay,
but if none of this was explained to me and come on now. Bros over hoes, bro.
I hope by now you've hit that subscribe button. Also, share this video. Yes, share this video because this video might save somebody's friendship and could even save somebody's life if they think about doing something grimy. Also, please leave a comment and a like. I hope you were entertained. I hope you were informed. I want to thank you for watching. I'm your host, Nizzy Nice, and we rollin' Ratchet.